The situation with coronavirus around the world is still very serious, so every bit of help counts. We've already told you about what celebrities are doing to help hospitals and those in need, and now it turns out that some royals also decided to get to work. Like actually work in a hospital. One of those people is a Swedish princess who became a healthcare assistant. But Meghan and Harry are also doing their part, and this time not just through Instagram. So stay with me to find out how royals are helping with the fight against coronavirus. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to CurioSips and turn on the notifications to stay up to date with our videos. Are you ready? Let's start. We've told you in one of our previous videos that celebrities are singing, dancing, and doing challenges to entertain their audience and raise some funds. Some of them are less extra, and they simply donate money to hospitals and foundations, or help with meal distribution. And as we've also told you, coronavirus directly affected royals like Prince Charles and Prince Albert of Monaco, and of course Queen Elizabeth, who had to move to Windsor. But in other European monarchies, the royal families didn't go into isolation and they're still fulfilling their duties. While all eyes are on the United Kingdom's royal family, and they can't do anything without making the news, the Swedish monarchy could actually outdo them when it comes to controversies, because they've done it all. Besides that, the Swedish monarchy seems way more chilled and progressive than the Brits, and it looks like they've already reinvented and modernized their court. And that's something the UK royals are still working on. Marrying a divorced actress really would be nothing in Sweden, because actually most of the spouses of those royals are commoners, and some actually are celebrities. I mean, even the husband of the future queen was her personal trainer. Another commoner and celebrity is Princess Sofia, who's the wife of Prince Carl Philip. She became part of the Swedish royal family in 2015 after marrying the prince, but it didn't happen without controversy surrounding her background and her past. I'll tell you about that in a moment, because just recently, Sofia made headlines thanks to offering her help to healthcare workers dealing with coronavirus. And she really got to work and helped, not just posted encouraging words on social media. Apparently, Princess Sofia's Easter weekend was quite busy as she spent her time following a 3-day online emergency course organized by Sofia Hemet University to support the healthcare professionals who are dealing with coronavirus patients. As the honorary chair of Sofia Hemet College and the patron of the Sofia Hemet Hospital, the princess is very familiar with the institution. As the royal court stated, in the crisis we find ourselves in, the princess wants to get involved and make a contribution as a voluntary worker to relieve the large workload of healthcare professionals. Obviously, because of the coronavirus pandemic, the healthcare professionals have had a massive workload. That's why the university has offered an online emergency training, which at the beginning was intended for only 30 people, and mainly those who are temporarily unemployed, for instance, staff of hotels and restaurants. Now 80 people a week are trained, and Princess Sofia was one of them. You may wonder why they're bothering to train people when these professionals already have so much work to do. And what will these people actually learn through a 3-day online course? What about practice? Will it not do more harm than good? Well, first of all, these new trainees won't have any contact with patients. As the hospital spokesperson said, they're going to help the doctors and medical staff with other things so that those who are medically trained can actually do their job. Basically, those who followed the course will do tasks such as disinfecting equipment, working in the kitchen, or cleaning, and they won't work directly with infected patients. Fortunately, the hospital currently doesn't have any patients with coronavirus, but they're prepared to help people with COVID. They also had to change their care routines since they have to pay more attention to hygiene and take precautions. Princess Sofia had her first day of work on April 16th, and she was pictured wearing a blue uniform and posing with the rest of the staff, keeping a safe distance. Sweden is one of the few countries in Europe that refused to go into lockdown, and many businesses, cafes, restaurants, and primary schools are still open. The country has over 12,000 coronavirus cases with more than 1,200 deaths. I told you that Princess Sofia was controversial, but it seems that she perfectly fit into the Swedish royal family. What are those controversies all about? To a regular person, it's not much, to be honest. But when you start romancing with a prince, that's when things change. And Sofia went from being an everyday girl to living in a royal palace. She grew up in a part of Sweden that looks like it's straight out of a Disney fairy tale, with lakes, forests, and mountains. Apparently, in the tiny town, there are still people who speak an ancient Viking-era language. Fast forward a few years to the time when Sofia studied in Stockholm and worked as a glamour model. That's when the first scandalous thing happened. And that is, she modeled topless with a boa constrictor snake around her neck on the cover of a Swedish men's magazine when she was 20. Thanks to her modeling, in 2005, she appeared in the Swedish version of the reality show Paradise Hotel, and she was named a finalist before being voted off. That same year, Sofia moved to the US to study accounting in New York City and supported herself working as a waitress and a yoga teacher. She even co-founded a yoga clothing brand and opened her own yoga center in Manhattan. After a few years, Sofia returned to Sweden and met her future husband, Prince Carl Philip, through mutual friends. They were both eating at a restaurant with friends when the two groups ran into each other, and that changed Sofia's life forever. Their relationship went public in spring 2010, and of course, many unflattering stories and photos from her modeling time surfaced in the media. Just like Prince Harry, Prince Carl Philip criticized the press for their treatment of Sofia, saying that his future wife was bullied. The media ran everything, from her Paradise Hotel appearance to her tattoos, and they even claimed that she wasn't welcomed by the Swedish royal family because they didn't think she was princess material. But Prince Carl said that was a lie. And even though much had been written about her past, Sofia said in an interview that she didn't regret anything because those experiences made her the person she is, but she wouldn't have made those choices today. Despite all that was in the media, the royal family accepted her, and Sofia's sister-in-law, the Crown Princess Victoria, threw a bachelorette party for her and her close friends and family. After all, Victoria understood what it was like to be the subject of scrutiny because of her own relationship. Prince Carl Philip and Princess Sofia got married at the Royal Palace of Stockholm on the 13th of June 2015. The bride even wrote a song for her new husband. The two are parents to two boys, Prince Alexander and Prince Gabriel. Today, Princess Sofia is one of the favorite members of the Swedish royal family, and her friendly and down-to-earth personality has helped make her a relatable and popular princess. She's been busy with charity work, and after her wedding, she helped set up a foundation named after her and her husband, which fights online bullying and hate speech. Princess Sofia wasn't the only member of the Swedish royal family who took action to help those affected by the pandemic. Crown Princess Victoria has been helping to pack meal boxes for vulnerable citizens while the country was under criticism for not imposing any restrictions to stop the spread of the virus. Princess Victoria made a visit to the association Stockholm's Stadsmission, which creates meal boxes for the homeless and vulnerable. The help was much needed because many of the regular volunteers are older, so they stayed home to protect themselves from COVID-19. The princess didn't seem out of place at all when she was cooking rice and chatting with the other volunteers. She also said that anyone could help. The meals were picked up by people at the charity or delivered, and each box included a small card written by Princess Victoria and her husband Prince Daniel. I know that we're talking about the Swedish royals here, but we're also talking about what they've done to help amid the coronavirus pandemic. And it so happens that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have been spotted for the first time in LA, and they weren't just out on a walk or anything. They actually spent 2 days volunteering with the non-profit organization Project Angel Food. The Duke and Duchess were seen delivering food packages on behalf of the charity to people with critical illnesses who are at higher risk of contracting coronavirus. Harry and Meghan were seen on CCTV cameras arriving at community apartments in West Hollywood. They had a security team with them in the car, but they walked up to the apartment to deliver food alone. They were dressed casually. Harry covered his face with a blue bandana, while Meghan wore a white surgical mask, and both had one glove on their right hand. None of the charity's clients knew that the Duke and Duchess would be delivering the food. One recipient of a package said that his phone rang, and a lady said, "Hi, this is Meghan from Project Angel Food." The couple tried to keep a low profile, and they didn't formally introduce themselves. They only gave the man his food and said that they hoped that he was fine and well. The director of Project Angel Food told People magazine that Meghan and Harry wanted to keep a low profile throughout their volunteer work. He said that they were down to earth and genuinely interested in every person they met. Meghan and Harry also engaged with the chefs at the charity and their clients because they wanted everyone to feel the love and appreciation. They really wanted to go visit these people, to see them and talk to them, and hopefully put a smile on their faces. And reportedly, Meghan said that she wanted to show Los Angeles to Harry through the eyes of philanthropy. Isn't this kind of volunteering something that Harry's mom also would have done? Whether these royals are doing all this for publicity or as part of their duties, it's good that they did something to help, even just a little bit. What do you think of Princess Sofia's decision to help at the hospital? Do you think she will do a good job with such a short online training? Let me know in the comments, and remember to subscribe to our channel to stay up to date with our content. Give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Until next time.